Welcome to day 5 of Vlogmas. I'm really happy to have you join me today, and I have had a really lovely day, and I have done something that I have wanted to do for a very long time, and I'm so excited to share it with you, but I will talk a little bit more about that in a minute. I first want to just show you what I got in my advent calendar. I can't actually open it live because I've already opened it and just the footage didn't come out how I wanted it. So this is actually take 3. But what I got in my advent calendar was some bias binding. And this is cute, ditzy, floral, and I've never actually had shop bought bias binding before. I've always made my own. So this is a nice little treat to have, and I like the pattern on it. Very cute, and that's, did I say 2 meters? 2 meters. So that's my gift in the So Much More advent calendar. Now, knitting. So I managed last night to finish a sleeve. I don't know if you will be impressed by that. I impressed myself with that. So thanks to everybody for all your comments on my previous vlog and all the encouragement in starting the knitting project. And I think a couple of people mentioned about being able to count these ridges as 2 rows, which was really helpful to have confirmed. So thank you to anyone who's mentioned that. And I think actually once I'd counted them, I think I'd miscounted some of the rows. I'd just forgotten to mark them down. I had a little tally going. So I think this is a bit longer than it should be. Hopefully I will have enough wool to finish it, the project. Hopefully I've not used up too much. And I will just have to make sure that the other sleeve is the same length as this. Maybe knock a couple of rows off the length of the body. Maybe have a little bit of a cropped cardigan. Anyway, I am just planning, it's just such lovely wool. And I think this is going to make a really cosy cardigan. I mean, I might not wear it out much, but it's certainly going to get a lot of use inside for sure. And then after I'd finished the sleeve, I thought, oh, just let me have a look at the cross stitch. So all I've done is put the, I don't know what you call this, in the hoop. And I found the centre of it, and I've just marked that with a needle for the time being. It said mark it with a pencil, but I don't have a pencil. So yeah, that's how far I got with that. It took me a while to get it in and get it nice and taut. So that's ready to start stitching. Now, I've not done anything on my knitting or my project tonight. It is gone 11 and we've been out for dinner tonight once we got back. It has been quite a jam-packed day. I've done quite a lot of driving, so I've been a bit offline all today. We got up this morning at 6 o'clock and Ben really wasn't feeling the early morning, but it's our wedding anniversary and we had a lovely date together. We drove over to Woodhenge, which took about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes. We saw Stonehenge on the way to Woodhenge, and we stopped off at the Tesco's and I took some footage of all of that, so I'll be able to show you. And we walked from Woodhenge to Stonehenge. It was absolutely lovely to walk across the countryside, see the stones in the distance, and then walk up to the stones. It was all really beautiful, and we didn't have to pay anything to see Stonehenge. So it was a 5-mile circular walk, and it probably took us about 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I definitely recommend doing it that way if you're able to walk across the countryside, and I definitely recommend seeing Stonehenge. It's somewhere I've wanted to see for such a long time. When I was in my teenage years, I first read Tess of the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy, and I absolutely love that book, and Stonehenge is referenced in that book. So it's been on my list to see for a really long time, and worth getting up early this morning to go there. We had some sandwiches in the car, and then we went to Avebury, which I saw in the National Trust booklet that we have, because we're National Trust members. So about a henge that they have there and the stones, and it's the biggest stone circle in the world at Avebury, and you can get really close to the actual stones. They have a reconstruction of what it would have looked like, but it was really nice to see that, and a little bit of a surprise that they had a manor there which you could go and look around. The manor dates back to the 1500s, and it's a really nice building, but the interior is not original. What happened was, when the National Trust bought it, it was kind of just a shell. There was nothing inside at all, and so it was like that until the BBC came and wanted to film a documentary, and they refurbished all the rooms to be in from a different time period. So yeah, it's not original, but it's all done to a particular time period. So it was really interesting to see the different time periods and hear some of the stories. Afterwards, when we got back here, we had a quick shower and change, and then we went out for a meal in a Greek restaurant to celebrate 14 years of marriage. And behind Ben's head, it was quite funny, there was a little bookcase, and it had 1,000 places to see before you die, or something like that. And I was like, oh, I wonder if Stonehenge is in there. So we had a good flick through the book and saw some of the sites. So actually, Wells Cathedral, which I showed you yesterday, was actually in the book, and Stonehenge was in the book, and then it mentioned Avebury under the Stonehenge chapter. And it was interesting to see what else was in there. So we might also be going to see some of the other things that were mentioned in there. It was just a funny coincidence that it was there. And then we had a couple that were sitting on a next door but one table who we were chatting to, and she's from Pontypridd, which we went to do the park run. So we had a good chat about that. And yeah, we made friends with the couple 2 tables down, and yeah, we had a really nice chat with them. So it all in all has been an absolutely lovely day, and I hope you will enjoy me sharing it with you. I'd like to just thank everybody who's been watching my Vlogmases. It really means a lot to me, and I appreciate all your comments. So I will catch you tomorrow. Bye! Oh, there it is. Wow. We've got Stonehenge to our left. We're keeping our eyes peeled for it. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be, but maybe it's a bit bigger closer. Wow. It's 8:37 now, and we've just arrived at the Tesco car park. We've just seen Stonehenge, and we managed to get some footage of us seeing Stonehenge for the first time, and we're just going to go and use the loo in Tesco's and then go and park up near Woodhenge, and then we're going to do the walk from Woodhenge to Stonehenge, and hopefully it's going to take us about 2 to 2.5 hours, and I'm really looking forward to getting out, walking and seeing Stonehenge a little bit closer up. years ago, there was a settlement over in that direction. So here's Cuckoo Stone, that once stood erect but has since fallen over. So we can just see Stonehenge in the distance there. The camera might not pick it up. So here's the cursus, which was built by early farmers 5,500 years ago. Looking through the field, and you can see Stonehenge right in front of us, but I don't know if the camera will pick it up. It's quite a misty day and the visibility is not brilliant. Ben was looking at something different when I was trying to point out the stones to him. It's just quite funny. Then he saw them. Maybe you can see them now. They're just going a bit lower, so they're kind of sticking up a little bit more. But it's not too cold actually, and it's not too rainy. It's just a shame that there's not much visibility. But we're going to head as close to the stones as we can. We're just going down this path here, and there's a gate at the bottom. So I managed to zoom in a little bit on the stones, they're just ahead. Just see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Oh no, that's as much as it's letting me. I've had this camera for a while, but I've never used the zoom function. So you can see them just ahead, and you can see there's people nearby, and we're going to see how close we can get without having paid for a ticket. So Ben thinks we'll be able to get as close as anybody else, but we'll see. We're coming up to where the stones are now. That's the direction we walked from, and we walked up to this path, but to get on this path we had to walk through that field there, and that's the bus there which takes people to and from the visitor centre. And there's people arriving now, and they're the stones. Would like to come at sunrise to see them, but we were staying a little bit too far away to come at that time. But I'm glad we did it this way when we walked to it, because you could see it from far away and just get a bit of a sense of the whole of the area and the landscape. We've arrived at Avebury, which has the largest stone circle in the world. We saw quite a few stones on our way here as well. So, and at Avebury you can come right up to the stones. Whereas at Stonehenge you have to stay behind the barrier. So this pub here has got a thatched roof, so I thought I'd get it in shot for you. And we've crossed the road to come and see these stones, and then we're going to walk up. There's a few stairs over there where Ben's heading towards. Going in the manor house now. really pretty house. And I think it's been decorated for Christmas. So let's see some Christmassy things. Oh, his bed's coming out. Is that to show what his bed's made of?
Oh, well, yes, partly. This is partly to show the fact that it's got ropes underneath,
Ah, okay.
and also a truckle bed that would have been pulled out for your servant to sleep in the same room as you.
Ah.
You would be nice and cosy behind your curtains around the bed, because there's no curtains at the windows, and then you'd have a servant ready to keep the fire stoked or
Ah, well,
whatever.
but pulled out.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
brilliant.
like a modern day
Yeah.
truckle bed really, but yes, it's got the ropes to support it, so because every so often you've had to tighten your ropes, otherwise if you didn't then it sagged.
Yeah.
So hence the expression, good night, sleep tight.